How to become an overnight success, what Lionel Messi, Steve Jobs, and Kobe Bryant all have in common. I get asked a lot about how to become successful, and it's something that I think a lot about. So we're going to talk today about how to become a success. Okay, I get asked a lot about how to become successful, and it's something that I think a lot about. I often think about what it means to me to be successful and what the definition of success is. Lionel Messi said, "It took me 17 years and 114 days to become an overnight success." Now we think that that is great, but here's the story. Lionel Messi, who is only 17 years old and 114 days old. The rest is history. Off goes Deco, in comes a 17-year-old boy called Leo. Not many could have predicted what was going to happen in the coming 10 years. Steve Jobs said, "If you really look close, most overnight successes took a really long time." Now let's look at Steve Jobs and Apple. Apple Computer Inc. was founded in April 1st, 1976 by college dropouts Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Jobs and Woz wanted to make computers that were, simply put, really user-friendly. Jobs and Woz started out building the Apple I in Jobs' garage and sold them without a monitor, keyboard, or casing, which they decided to add on to it in 1977. The Apple II revolutionized the computer industry with the introduction of the first ever colored graphics. Sales jumped from 7.8 million in 1978 to 717 million in 1980, the year Apple went public. Woz left Apple in 1983 due to a diminishing interest in the day-to-day running of Apple computers. Jobs then hired PepsiCo's John Sculley to be president. However, this move backfired, and after much controversy with Sculley, Jobs got fired from his own company in 1985. He then founded his own company, Next Software, and he also bought Pixar from George Lucas, which would later become a huge success. Through the rest of the 1980s, Apple was still doing well, and in 1990, it posted its highest profits yet. This was, however, mostly due to the plans that Jobs had already set in motion before he'd left. Over the course of a few years, Apple's market share suffered slowly after its peak in 1990, and by 1996, experts believed the company was to be doomed. It was not until 1997, when Apple was desperately in need of an operating system, that it bought out Next Software, Jobs' company, and the board of directors decided to ask for some help from an old friend, Steve Jobs. Jobs became an interim CEO, or ICEO as he called himself. Jobs was not officially became the CEO until 2000. Jobs decided to make some changes around Apple. The iPhone was introduced in 2007 and would go on to be one of the world's most successful products, and really the core of the success of what Apple is today, as Apple's now over a $2 trillion company. So in this case, we can see that it took 30 years for Steve Jobs to become an overnight success. The list of examples goes on and on. Kobe Bryant was considered one of the top basketball players in the world, but even to the very last day he played in the NBA, he was always the first in at practice and the last out. He was notorious for his work ethic. You can read online, but here are some many examples. According to a Team USA trainer, when he was on the Olympic team, Kobe once held a workout from 4:15 a.m. until 11 a.m., refusing to leave the gym until he made 800 shots. So while I think it's important to work smart and efficient, at the end of the day, good old-fashioned hard work will make up for a lot. If you want to become an overnight success, you gotta put in the work, and you can be too. That's why here at Startup Hack, we love training software developers. We take people with zero experience and help train them to be ready to start as a full-stack software developer in as little as 3 months. So make sure to check out the link down below, or go to startuphack.com today and you can get started today.